Is that because you're just not interested, or?
Yeah, kind of not interested. I don't really like the pursuit of it. Like what it takes
the whole process,
to
auditions,
exactly.
meetings,
I don't like being on the circuit.
Just occasionally act when it comes up.
Yeah, if it comes up, if it's a cool, neat little gig or something like that, yeah, sure. But like I said, I don't pursue it in any kind of any way. I don't have agents anymore and things like that. Lots of weird things happen to kids all the time, all around the world, every day. I have something to show for it.
Macaulay Culkin just exposed why Oprah Winfrey might be the next target on the FBI's radar, and the revelations are shocking.
After a while, it became, like I said, a job, and it was, I never chose the projects.
From her connections with some of Hollywood's figures to deeper involvement in darker circles, Oprah's image is starting to crack, and Culkin is not holding back.
Kind of just it's what you do.
Right.
It's in the same way that kids go to school or something like that. You fall into a routine to a certain extent.
Could Oprah be the next one to fall in this growing investigation? What does the FBI know, and how deep does her involvement go? Culkin's words suggest that the rabbit hole goes deeper than anyone imagined. After laying low for a while, Culkin's back with a bang, and he's not holding back. He's ready to drop some major truth bombs about Hollywood's dark side, and his jaw-dropping claims, especially about Oprah, are shaking things up. If you've been paying attention, you know he's exposing the sketchy stuff going down behind the scenes in Tinseltown.
Lots of weird things happen to kids.
Yeah, man.
But I got some money out of it.
Look, I'm not working the diamond mines. I'm not a child soldier. You know what I mean? I came out the other end, and I have something to show for it. The food, the wine's terrible, and the women are ugly. But otherwise, it's fantastic.
Even though Oprah is known for her image as a kind-hearted media mogul, her name's been tied to some pretty questionable figures, like John of God, Harvey Weinstein, and Diddy. Rumors are swirling that she might have even helped these connect with their victims. If there's any truth to these claims, it could blow the lid off Hollywood and expose a deep web of corruption and exploitation that's been kept under wraps for years.
Culkin has blown the whistle on the entertainment industry elite to reveal that Hollywood studio executives are bloodthirsty Satanists.
Culkin isn't going solo in calling out Hollywood's dark side. He's got backup from other former child stars like Elijah Wood and Corey Feldman, who've also opened up about their own terrifying experiences. In one interview, Elijah spilled some serious tea about what's been happening behind the scenes. He said, "Clearly something major was going on in Hollywood. It was all organized. There are a lot of vipers in this industry, people who only have their own interests in mind. There is darkness in the underbelly. If you can imagine it, it's probably happened." Following Elijah's lead, Corey Feldman came forward too, exposing the abuse and exploitation he and other young stars endured, shining even more light on the twisted reality hidden beneath the industry's glamorous surface.
I'm saying that there are people that were the people that did this to both me and Corey that are still working, they're still out there, and they're some of the richest, most powerful people in this business.
The concept of freedom rocked the entertainment world last year, making waves way beyond just box office numbers. But what's really got people talking is the unexpected comeback of Macaulay Culkin, the beloved child star from Home Alone. In an alleged interview, Culkin didn't just return quietly. He dropped some serious bombshells that have left everyone stunned and scrambling for answers.
He reached out to me because a lot of things were happening, big and fast with me. And I think he identified with that. I mean, at the end of the day...
It all kicked off when an article started making the rounds, stirring up a storm. According to this unverified piece, Macaulay Culkin dropped some jaw-dropping accusations about powerful elites in Hollywood. The headline, "Macaulay Culkin, Satanic Elites do the unthinkable to young ones during rituals," is as shocking as it sounds. The article claims Culkin called out ruthless studio execs, labeling them as monsters who perform terrifying rituals on young actors. It's the kind of stuff that feels straight out of a twisted Hollywood thriller, painting a horrifying picture of what might be lurking beneath the industry's shiny surface.
People treat you differently?
I'm always treated differently.
Yeah.
Whether I like it or not.
In December 2017, several unreliable websites published articles claiming that former child actor Macaulay Culkin stated in a radio interview that Hollywood is dominated by satanic who ritually children. One version of the story appeared on sites like Your Newswire, Neon Nettle, and News Punch, known for creating sensationalized and false content. The material has since been replicated by other fake news websites. Hollywood executives are described as bloodthirsty Satanists who ritually aid children in the industry, according to Macaulay Culkin. He claims he survived because he was a smart, suspicious kid and became too famous to like some of the other kids. Culkin stated, "You learn early to recognize which of them want to A you and which have even darker tastes." He explained that the worst of them wear shoes made from the skin of children that they ritually. Speaking on a radio show in Paris, France, Culkin remarked, "Have you seen leather products made from human skin? It has a very unusual, distinctive look. I learned at a young age to identify it." A controversial article on News Punch, attributed to Alan Smithy, claimed that Macaulay Culkin revealed in a radio interview that Hollywood is controlled by satanic. According to the piece, Culkin alleged that when he was 11, a Hollywood executive tried to get him hooked on crack cocaine and even bragged that his custom-made leather shoes were made from the skin of the late child star Heather O'Rourke. These shocking claims reportedly surfaced in French media, including Les Echos, only to be removed within an hour of publication. However, fact-checking platforms such as Hoaxbuster have debunked these stories. Guillaume Brossard from Hoaxbuster confirmed that no credible evidence supports the existence of such an interview or the publication of the story by Les Echos. He pointed out that the screenshots and translations shared by outlets like Your Newswire, Neon Nettle, and News Punch appear to be falsified and poorly translated from English. In addition, the article sensationally claims that these individuals use human skin to craft shoes, but there is no reliable proof to back up these disturbing allegations. The entire narrative seems to be part of a fabricated hoax, playing into conspiracy theories about Hollywood's hidden dark side. While concerns about child exploitation in Hollywood have been raised by some former child actors, including Elijah Wood, they typically focus on real issues rather than sensationalized claims involving Satanism and ritual. Stories like these, found on fake news and conspiracy theory websites, only serve to spread misinformation and confusion.
Working in this industry, it can push you in a lot of different directions that are not necessarily.
It's important to note that the authenticity of the article and its explosive claims hasn't been verified. Allegations of this nature are extremely serious and should be treated with caution until concrete evidence or corroboration emerges. However, Hollywood is no stranger to wild rumors, and stories can spread fast. While the claims about Macaulay Culkin and the industry's elite remain unproven, it's undeniable that Tinseltown is a world shrouded in secrecy. The old saying, "snitches get stitches," reflects the fear many have about speaking out against powerful figures. If there's even a shred of truth to these allegations, it might offer some insight into why Culkin's career took a puzzling turn and faded into the background for years. Hollywood is notorious for silencing dissenting voices, and those who challenge the status quo often face serious repercussions. Culkin's meteoric rise with his iconic performance as Kevin McAllister in Home Alone, directed by Chris Columbus and written by John Hughes, feels almost like a Hollywood story in itself. But behind the scenes, the cost of fame can be high, especially when dark practices or misconduct are involved. Whether these rumors hold any truth or not, the entertainment world remains a place where mystery and controversy often intertwine.
Home Alone, and she's like, huh? Hey, you wanna watch it? And I'm like, you wanna watch Home Alone with Macaulay Culkin, don't you?
The movie's massive success turned Culkin into an overnight sensation at just 10 years old, winning over audiences around the globe. His fame shot through the roof, catapulting him to international stardom. He landed major marketing campaigns, graced countless magazine covers, and faced an onslaught of paparazzi attention. His standout performance earned him critical acclaim, including a Golden Globe nomination and a Young Artist Award. As rumors swirl around him, it's essential to approach those claims with a healthy dose of skepticism until they're backed by credible sources. Hollywood producers quickly recognized his potential, casting Culkin in a string of hit films like Uncle Buck, My Girl, and Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. His charm also led to a Saturday morning cartoon show called Wish Kid and a memorable cameo in Michael Jackson's Black or White music video. Culkin was truly the golden child of the 90s, but as we know, the price of fame can often be steep.
Ready? Get set, go.
You cheater!
Whoa!
He cheats a lot. But he's fun. He loves to have fun.
But this success didn't come without its downsides. The industry was all about chasing profit and fame, and they didn't really care about the well-being of child actors. For Culkin, managed by his parents, life was all about work, interviews, and public appearances. Hollywood treated him like their golden goose, piling on a crazy amount of work for a kid. That kind of pressure was tough to handle at such a young age, and it meant he missed out on a lot of the normal childhood experiences.
And hurts himself. This is opening night.
Yeah.
And injures himself and can't do the rest of the run. of the whole show. And apparently that was like the last acting gig he ever did, because it was quite embarrassing.
As the 90s rolled on, Culkin's star power started to wane. Even though he shot to fame with Home Alone, his later films like The Good Son, Getting Even with Dad, and Richie Rich just didn't hit the same high notes. Critics began to doubt his acting chops outside of his legendary role as Kevin McAllister. As he hit his teenage years, Culkin faced a bunch of career hurdles, including the pressure that comes with fame, box office flops, and a lack of good roles. Trying to make a comeback, he took on some edgier, more grown-up parts in films like The Pagemaster and Party Monster. While Party Monster did show off his skills, it didn't really help turn around his career struggles.
After a while, it was just something I didn't necessarily want to be doing. It became something that was out of my control. It was something I just needed a time off.
In 1995, things got tough for Culkin when his parents, Kit and Patricia, decided to split up, leading to a nasty custody battle that involved him and his 6 siblings. These personal dramas only added to the struggles he was already facing in his career, making this a really rough time both on and off the screen. After the custody battle, Culkin's relationship with his dad took a hit when his mom got full custody. The public divorce and custody drama just piled on more stress for the young actor, who was already dealing with a lot. When Culkin turned 18, he finally got his hands on his considerable earnings, which felt like a huge financial windfall. But that sudden influx of cash came with its own set of problems. In a funny moment during an interview with Ellen DeGeneres, he joked that it felt like someone else had put in all the hard work to earn the money, and he just stumbled into it like a lucky inheritance.
At what age did you see your money?
I didn't see it until I turned 18. You had I call it the slip of paper meeting, where they kind of pretty much put a number on a piece of paper and like slide it across the table.
As his fame started to fade, Culkin decided it was time to step back from acting and find some normalcy and privacy. He wanted to escape the constant scrutiny of Hollywood and be seen as just another regular person instead of the former child star everyone recognized. Taking a break from the spotlight, he dabbled in various creative outlets like writing and music, trying to find fulfillment beyond acting and what Hollywood expected of him. In 2003, he popped up as a guest on the hit sitcom Will and Grace and made his comeback to the big screen in the biographical drama Party Monster. While some critics appreciated his shift away from his earlier roles, the film didn't quite catapult him back into the spotlight. Despite his attempts to explore new paths and projects, Culkin still struggled with the challenge of moving past his iconic childhood roles and redefining himself as an adult actor.
It was just, I lost the reason why I was doing it. And so I need to get reacquainted with my family.
By stepping back, Culkin let his artistic expression flourish on his own terms, free from Hollywood's strict expectations. He created a unique and authentic path for himself, showing his willingness to explore different artistic pursuits and enjoy the creative process without the usual pressures. His journey is a reminder that success in Hollywood doesn't always follow the typical playbook, and true fulfillment comes from staying true to your passions and expressing yourself genuinely. Macaulay Culkin's time in the entertainment industry has been filled with relentless media scrutiny and criticism, with some unfairly viewing him as a child star who lost his way. But this perspective often overlooks the immense pressures and challenges that child actors face in Hollywood. The glitz and glamour can be tempting, but they come with serious personal and emotional costs. The struggles of young actors like Culkin highlight a system that tends to exploit them and cast them aside once their star power fades. The harsh truth is that many child stars find it tough to transition into adulthood and replicate the success they had as kids. Culkin has received support from others in the industry like Corey Feldman and Elijah Wood, who understand and back his perspective on these issues. Recently, Corey Feldman has been vocal about how Hollywood can exploit young talent, often with the complicity of their handlers. In the past few months, we've seen a wave of revelations that bring to light different aspects of the industry, including the misconduct of powerful figures and the exploitation of individuals, something a controversial film has brought into sharper focus. As more of Hollywood's darker side gets exposed, we keep hearing about more shocking stories and truths that reveal just how deep these issues run.
I'm saying that there are people that were the people that did this to both me and Corey that are still working, they're still out there, and they're some of the richest, most powerful people in this business.
Corey Feldman's claims about his experiences in Hollywood haven't gotten the attention they really deserve. He started out as a child actor, rising to fame with his role in the 1985 classic The Goonies. Unfortunately, like many young stars, Corey encountered inappropriate behavior behavior from people in the industry and even from his own family. These experiences shed light on the darker side of Hollywood that young actors often have to deal with.
So by Goonies, I started to lose a little bit of it, and then by Stand By Me is where I came into my...
Were you already doing coke on Stand By Me?
No, hell no.
Corey Feldman kicked off his acting career at just 3 years old. At that age, a child can't really give informed consent or grasp what it means to step into the entertainment industry. The burden of responsibility usually falls on the parents, and it's clear that Corey's mom was aware of the financial opportunities that came with her son's career. Starting so young had a huge impact on Corey's life, leading him to confront the many challenges and darker sides of Hollywood as he grew up.
Because my mom was doing it with somebody on the set of The Lost Boys.
Okay.
This hot little Asian woman who I was sitting there one night because I was like falling asleep and I was depressed.
In 2013, Corey Feldman made a brave move by releasing a memoir where he opened up about the mistreatment he and his co-star Corey Haim faced from powerful men in Hollywood. Feldman revealed that these incidents happened when they were just 11 to 13 years old. His disclosures highlighted the behavior lurking in the industry and the vulnerability of young actors, igniting important conversations about the need for better protections and accountability in Hollywood.
I was like, oh, okay, well, she makes it sound so easy and harmless, I might as well. If my mom's doing it, how bad could it be, you know?
Corey Feldman's revelations about the AE he faced throughout his career, especially during his childhood, went beyond just his experiences in Hollywood. He also opened up about how his struggles with substance A in later life were partly rooted in the trauma he endured during those tough years.
First, like, we did it, we had fun. It was like, you know, we were talking, we were sitting in this girl's apartment. She takes me out driving. She taught me how to drive a stick shift high on cocaine.
And during one of his interviews, he said,
I can tell you that the #1 problem in Hollywood was and is and always will be. Nobody talks about. It's the big secret.
Barbara Walters, known for her tough interviews, may have really pushed the envelope in a recently discovered video clip from an October 2013 episode of The View. In that segment, the veteran media personality tackled the delicate subject of Corey Feldman's past, A experiences. Feldman was on the show to talk about his memoir, Choreography, and Walters didn't hold back in exploring his story.
That's what you were saying in your book. When you talk to parents,
They want me here right now. Trust
Corey.
me.
He further went on saying they would throw these parties where you'd walk in, and it would be mostly kids, and there would be a handful of adult men. They would also be at the film awards and children's charity functions. Many observers remarked that Barbara Walters appeared to prioritize Hollywood's reputation over Corey Feldman's allegations of childhood SA during her interview with him.
You're damaging an entire industry.
I'm sorry, I'm not trying to. I'm just trying to say that it's a very important, serious topic.
The video clip started gaining major traction online amid the growing wave of allegations of mistreatment against big names in Hollywood, like film producer Harvey Weinstein. Other actors began sharing their own experiences of SA in the industry. These days, Oprah Winfrey has also been making headlines for some controversial actions in the media world. The film that has everyone buzzing is rumored to be linked to her, especially since it faced numerous hurdles during its release. Many speculate that because it touches on a sensitive topic, Oprah might have tried to block its launch. It's pretty shocking how Hollywood seems to be completely sidelining this movie. It has reignited conversations about the industry's issues and raised eyebrows all around. One notable figure in the spotlight right now is Oprah Winfrey herself. You might remember her lavish $40 million donation to the Oprah Winfrey Leadership Academy for Girls in South Africa, which comes with some pretty luxurious amenities, including a yoga studio and beauty salon.
If you now seize the opportunity, and that's why this is such a victory. Tomorrow, you will hear me doing the dance because it's a victory.
In a shocking turn of events, rumors started circulating that just months after the school's grand opening, the dorm matron was arrested on charges of SA several 7th and 8th graders. Oprah reportedly distanced herself from the situation, with whispers of her blaming the school administration for a cover-up while vowing to seek justice. These revelations have shown a harsh light on the darker sides of philanthropic efforts and sparked concerns about how the industry addresses such serious issues. She was quoted saying, "I wanted to hire an independent team because my experience with child is that no one ever has just one child. The accused, tiny Virginia Macopo, was ultimately cleared of all 14 charges after a magistrate determined that the case was unproven and that the students' testimonies lack corroboration. Macopo insists she is innocent and claims she was wrongfully caught up in a conspiracy. This incident has raised serious questions about the reliability of the allegations and highlighted the urgent need for a fair and thorough investigation. According to her, "I do not know what steps I am going to take right now, but life for me for the past 3 years was nothing but hell," she told the Times of South Africa today. "I have been struggling. This case has left me humiliated, broke, and unemployed." The 9 alleged victims were aged between 13 and 15 when they made their claims against Macopo, who was also accused of A-ing one of the teenagers as well as a fellow supervisor. Winfrey had called the allegations crushing, especially because of her own stated history OFCSA, and promised an overhaul of the school. She made her unhappiness with the verdict clear. Not only this, Oprah has been hit with serious charges of and enabling from well-known investors like Jeffrey Epstein, the S-offender, and Harvey Weinstein. Several famous people have come forward to accuse Oprah of covering up for Harvey Weinstein, and one of them is Rose McGowan. Oprah, according to Rose, made a mistake in selecting Russell Simmons and Harvey Weinstein as pals. Rose tweeted, "I am glad more are seeing the ugly truth of Oprah. I wish she were real, but she isn't." From being pals with Weinstein to abandoning and destroying Russell Simmons' sick victims, she is about supporting a sick power structure for personal gain. She is as fake as they come. #Lizard. Another notable figure speaking out against Oprah is singer Seal, who accused her of facilitating relationships with Jeffrey Epstein and Harvey Weinstein. The details of Oprah's alleged connection to Epstein remain murky, leading many online to speculate that she may have played a role in his choice of victims. Some Florida residents even suggested that Oprah was part of an organization involved in However, Oprah later addressed these swirling rumors on Twitter, stating, "Just got a phone call that my name is trending and being trolled for some awful fake thing. It's not true. Haven't been raided or arrested. Just sanitizing and self-distancing with the rest of the world. Stay safe, everybody." Despite her denial, the mystery continues when Oprah was linked to John of God, a Brazilian self-proclaimed medium who had been previously convicted of a felony. John was exposed after running a spiritual healing center in Brazil for years and was eventually found guilty of A-ing multiple women, receiving a 63-year sentence for his crimes. When John appeared on the Oprah Winfrey Show, Oprah later traveled to Brazil to meet him before his arrest, claiming to have had a profound experience during their conversation. This connection has only added to the intrigue and scrutiny surrounding her relationships.
This is an interview I wasn't sure would ever happen. One of the most famous spiritual healers in the world rarely talks to anyone on camera.
There have been rumors swirling for a while about Oprah not being so supportive of some up-and-coming actresses, suggesting that she's been messing with their heads or manipulating them in some way. This hasn't sat well with netizens, who have voiced their discontent and called out her behavior. It seems that as more conversations unfold online, people are starting to question her influence and the impact she has on aspiring talent in the industry. One person wrote, "Culkin and Feldman have both talked about their experiences at least a little bit. One thing that catches my attention is that both of them have said that with all the A's in the industry, MJ was not one of them." Another one added, "After Oprah's school opened, there were all kinds of weird occurrences, such as the young girl who took her dead newborn to school in her backpack. Then the incident of the soldiers who came to the school, and each one stood next to his new bride. I feel that it was a setup and those girls had some type of training that would aid these soldiers. The photo appeared off to me. That's it for today. See you in the next video. Until then, goodbye."